Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Happy New Year. This year has been really rough on me. So the year changing didn't really mean much to me. Anyway, this year has been extremely challenging for me. A lot has been going on. I didn't feel the need to set a goal and I didn't feel the new year magic, but somewhere in mid January, I still find a time and I still set some goals. And I'm like, you know what? This year, I want 2026 to be the year of doing. I've been putting up, for example, my driver's license. I've been putting that aside for over 5 years now, I think, because I've been driving ever since I was 16. I got my permit and I've been practicing driving ever since. I even took the 5 hour course last year, but somehow I never get to the stage of actually getting my license. Something's always happening. There's always an obstacle. So that's one, but that kind of goes for everything else. I feel like something's always happening, and it's like, I would be like, you know what? I'm gonna focus on my health. I'm gonna get into fitness. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. And then something happened, and somewhere I gave up, and it's just saying, and every year I noticed that I was getting into that pattern of just writing down goals and actually stating them and be like, this is what I want to accomplish this year. But 2026, I did not want to be an hypocrite to myself. I did not want to continue with that pattern. I'm like, you know what? There's no point of me setting goals. I'm just gonna go ahead and actually do things. And I was doing great with that for a little while. And I realized, you know what? I need to write things down. So this year, a lot has happened. This year, like, a lot has happened. I've given birth, like, I gave birth, because you guys know I was pregnant on my last vlog. I gave birth on January 7th, and it was wonderful. The hospital stay was great, honestly. I had a birth plan, which I find out that they treat you way better, way different if you look like you know what you're doing, if you've done your research, if you seems more mature and well prepared and stuff like that. So compared to my last experience, this time around it was very smooth. The stuff was great. And my boyfriend was with me and stuff like that. So if you have a support system and you have things in writing, I noticed that people take you more seriously. So that's like as soon as the year changed, week one into the new year, that's what I learned is that people will take you more seriously if you have things in writing. So always save your documents. Always don't be scared for people to know that if they mistreat you, that you can press charges, that you can sue. And when they know you have your emails, you have all your documents stacked up, in that case, they are less likely to play with you. And so that's one lesson that I did. You know what? I'm gonna keep that in mind and have a support system. I know for some of us it's not easy. For me, it's certainly not easy. But at least one person that you're close to, no matter where you're going, have someone with you because they will serve as a witness. So I feel like people would treat me different if I didn't have my boyfriend with me versus me having. Because coming in when I first got into the hospital, it wasn't smooth right off the bat and stuff like that. I was met with some microaggression from some people, and it wasn't easy, honestly. But when they see that she have a support system, she knows what she's doing, later on they started to light up. But that's not the first impression. So I find out that it's very important that you have someone in place that can always serve as an eyewitness and you have everything in writing. Second lesson that I learned from this year is things will work out. I know that last year going through stuff, I felt like, hey, I don't know if I can do this. How am I going to get out of that situation? This seems like my life is over. And then this year, when obstacles were throwing my way, I realized that, you know what? I know things will work out because throughout the years, every time it feels like I hit the bottom, I'm at my lowest, things usually work out. But instead of staying anxious all the time, staying worried, moving through life like that, I realized that, hey, you know what? It's okay to slow down and it's okay to focus on a solution rather than the problem. Me worrying so much about the problem and trying to like beating myself up over it, it's really not gonna solve it. So, okay, I understand. I have this obstacle. What can I do in that moment to solve it? What will help? Is this outside of my control? So it's not like I have a no care attitude, but feel like I need to take a pause. So this year as well, I've experienced death, and it's a close friend of mine, and I didn't even get to go to her funeral. I didn't get to say goodbye to her because I had a lot of car issues, plus I'm postpartum. I had a lot going on, and I felt like I felt her in some type of way. But getting the news of her death after I was done grieving for that period, I realized I'm still grieving, but after I got over the shock of her death, I realized that is it all worth it? Why am I moving through life so fast? Getting that news and getting over that shock, it helped me slow down, and something in me just, time just stopped, and mostly for the better. I realized that, you know what, I only have one life. I'm gonna live it now. I realized that I was living in the future so much that I forgot to live in the present. I was planning for the future, right? Which is good. It's good to plan for the future and look ahead and stuff like that. But you have to be careful not to live in the future, that you forgot to live in the present. And I was doing that a lot. I feel like I did not slow down enough. I did not look at the bright side enough, and that helped me to slow down and romanticize every little things in my life. And I noticed that make me, after doing that, I've been a lot more happier. I realized that life will happen whether you want it to or not. So it's just good to debrief and just relax and just be, like, just live in the present. Life is so precious. Life gonna hit you regardless. So just don't let it take you. Just, so I've learned to make peace with that. So this year, honestly, even though I feel like I have not yet achieved the goals that I have set for this year in terms of finances and in terms of me getting my license and doing all of that, but this year compared to every other year have been teaching me a lot. So I felt like compared to the end of 2025, those 2 past months has really been a great lesson for me. It teaches me a lot, and honestly, I am very grateful, and I get it, and I am learning the lessons. The third things I think that I learned this year is, I would say, you can depend on everybody. Like, my family, honestly, they are great and they help me out a lot with situations. But at one point, with me and my boyfriend going through some stuff and me having a newborn, I realized that your first thing is not always to lean back on your support system, where that's great, but it should be a secondary option. So you getting into a problem, what will I do to get out of this problem? And people's support, your family support, your friends support shouldn't be the first thing you count on. It's not like, hey, I'm gonna do this and I know my family will get me. Hey, I'm gonna take this job, but because I know my family, they're gonna babysit, they're gonna help me out, they're gonna do that. I feel like you should just think things through more long term. And it's like, can I handle this? If I did not have my family support, I did not have the one support, what will that look to for me? You have to prioritize yourself. And in that case as well, it teaches me that important things that you have to handle. Because I feel like I was lenient when it comes to myself with things that are important, but things that I have to, that are important, you should not let other people do them for you. You should actually get it handled. You should make sure, for example, this is what I mean, right? If you have someone that handle all your taxes, and the person handle all your taxes, they handle just all your finances in general. It's not like I hire this person, so I'm just gonna let everything be to them so I don't have to deal with it. Well, that can be good, but you really don't want to make the mistake. If something happened, you want to be aware of everything that's happening, that's going on in your life. So it would be good for you to actually have an open eye and actually double checking everything, right? Same, if you trust somebody to get something done for you, you can just be like, okay, they give me my words. Because for me, I know if I give someone my words, I'm going to follow through. But everyone is not like that. So no matter what, in your work setting, your school setting, at your home, it's very crucial that you follow through with your things and not just trust someone else to handle it because they give you your words. You will be the one that have your own back. Honestly, I learned all of that at the very first month of January. February was just the same thing, follow through. Valentine's Day was great. So Valentine's Day, I guess that's the fourth things life is teaching me, is to stay still. Like, I was home for Valentine's Day. I did not go out because I felt like, oh, the fourth thing that I learned, which the month of February teaches me, is that you don't have to follow the crowd, right? Like me, I was someone that, for the most part, always done what I wanted to do and stuff like that, whether people approve or not. But somehow I followed the crowd in a way that, for example, a wedding, right? There's this traditional way of doing things, and if you do having your wedding, you automatically gonna move with that default baseline that is already set for you. And the same thing for school. It's there's an amount of class you have to take. There's a 9 to 5. It's like traditional things that everybody have an understanding that that's how it works. So that was me. I realized that I don't have to do it like that just because that's just the default. Normally, Valentine's Day, I would go out and I would be so overstimulated. Mind you, I don't really like to go out like that, especially for big events like Valentine's Day, anniversaries, birthday. I always feel this urgency to go out, especially go to like a restaurant because that's what everybody else is doing. That's like the norms for couples to go out on Valentine's Day, on their anniversary, on your birthday, and to go to a restaurant. Everyone is doing it. That's like, so I feel like I had to, but it's not like I actually enjoy it. I rather stay in. So this year, I did just that. I stayed in with my boyfriend. We cooked, we baked together, we watched movies, we did a lot of fun activities, and we get to play games and talk and stuff like that. And he get me gifts, and I felt, and honestly, it felt so peaceful. I enjoyed every minute of it. I feel like there was no sense of pressure. It was just me and him, and time was still passing. Whereas I feel like if I were to go to a restaurant, there would be this need. I'd still dress up though, but I was comfortable, right? I would be cold going to a restaurant. There would be this need to be so proper and uptight and stuff like that. And I feel like we wouldn't be able to really enjoy a great conversation. It's the same thing for when it comes to going out and taking care of yourself. You don't have to, not like, you can go out on a random day. Like this fancy restaurants that you have saved up that you wanted to try, you can just do it. You don't have to wait for like a birthday and anniversary. You just experience life. So this year I learned to just be, not to beat myself up for things, to just let life flows and just flow with life and just be human because we don't know how long we have live on this earth.